The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
He's got to be tired is what he's got to be. Hey, everybody, we're here with the MLO Bros.
I got news for you. Our camera's frozen.
Are you sucking on the microphone right now?
Our camera's frozen right now.
Why is there? No! Our camera's frozen.
We're going to have to all huddle around you, Jim. Your camera's working just fine.
That's it. I'm out of here. My agent's out in the green
Making
room.
calls. You got something else lined
My
up.
agent's in the green room, and he's already
already
on the phone with legal.
With legal.
Good luck suing us. We have nothing. Here we are, Isaac.
Look at us.
There we are.
But thank you, everybody, for joining the MLO Bros tonight. Tonight, who is this man sitting across from us, Luke? I don't know who it is.
This is Jim Loboy from WYTV. Why don't you introduce yourself, sir? Why do I get
My name is Jim Loboy. I'm a Camel, Ohio native. Go Devils! How about them Devils? And I'm a meteorologist on Channel 33, WYTV, on the Daybreak Morning Show. 4 hours every morning. That's all we ask. Tune in and get the news of the day, weather, and we put a smile on your face. That's what we try to do. We try to wake people up rather than put them back to sleep in the morning, because the news is sad, and if we don't laugh, we'll cry. We'll cry. You know, it's sad some days. Some days are rough. So we try to put a smile on people's face, and that's what I do. And I'm here because you guys are our most recent WYTV hometown heroes. I came in.
It was an honor.
Gave you guys.
Sure.
I dropped that little plaque. We got that. I don't know if the camera can get your plaque.
It's
up.
behind. It's behind him.
A little behind.
Should I get it?
No, we're okay. Yeah, you want to grab? Yeah,
I'll grab the plaque.
Grab the plaque.
And when I came in to interview you guys, you said, "Hey, you want to come on the show?" And I said, "I don't have a life. Sure, why not?"
So
I said, "How much am I getting paid?" You know, that's not how it works. There it is.
There it is.
We MLO Bros podcast.
We do appreciate it too.
Hometown heroes. I know you guys were all of our heroes. Whenever we get a hometown hero, they all say the same thing. Well, I just do what I do.
Yeah.
I really don't want this attention. I don't want this. I don't want that. We're like, shut up.
Yeah, just
you're a special individual, and we need to get your story out there because that motivates other people, much like you guys.
Yeah, you
guys did a fantastic podcast a thon for Lowville students. Yeah, and sure, you're gonna get some people that might come out of the woodwork and say, this, that. Everyone on the internet, everyone has an opinion, and
that's a fact.
Oh yeah, everybody has.
Do you get that? Do you get that on the radio too? Like, because you're on Facebook. Do you ever get that stuff like, what a stupid story, or why would you say that, or anything like that, or no? Well, you're a meteorologist, but you do stories too, though,
yeah,
right?
we do. I mean, we get people that are like, telling us, why don't you tell this side of the story? And that we tell every side that we know of that we can get credible verification of. We're not in the business of half truths, rumors, and we heard this. That's why you'll hear, all the time reporters saying, I got sources that are telling me off the record that this is happening.
Yeah. Well,
but
what
we
does that
can't
mean?
go on with that yet because, and then we got to make sure that we have a legal department. That if we all of a sudden incriminate someone that's just a suspect for someone, and we kind of incriminate them, then we're liable. Wow. I mean, a lot goes.
Terrifying.
We can't just go on and just throw stuff at the wall and hope it sticks.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when people say you guys didn't give the whole story, well, we're still flushing those details out to get the whole story.
Yeah.
But this is what we know right now.
See, that's like you and I. We just get on here and start freaking talking like crazy.
See, I don't know if we'll ever. We aren't really tossing people's names out there. Like we
try
think
not
this
to.
person did this, though.
The only time we toss the name is if we know for sure.
Yeah.
But
I think that's fair.
If we're chasing a story, though.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We'll definitely go after it.
Oh yeah.
We don't typically
go
after anyone specifically.
So let's. I definitely we appreciated the hero thing, but let's talk about you. So you're originally from Campbell. And then did you go to school? Like graduate from Campbell? What'd you do after that?
I went to Campbell Memorial, and I was like an average student.
Yeah.
I really got into drama. I was in the drama club, and I wanted to be an actor.
Yep.
I wanted to be an actor.
That's
I really
awesome.
did. Yeah.
Nice.
And I remember telling my drama teacher, and she said, real nice about it. She said, that's pretty much impossible. I swear to God, she's like, that is a very competitive, and there are a lot of people that want to get into that, and that's really not a job that you can go for realistically. Have a backup, have something, she was a big influence on my decision, and I didn't have anyone to pull me aside and go, "Hey, that's just her opinion. Who knows? She might have had a dream that she never went for,
Exactly.
and she's bitter."
Right.
And so could you imagine now a kid coming home and saying, "My
It's a
drama
different time.
teacher said that my dream is unrealistic, and I should just go work in the mill."
Are we allowed to ask how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 51.
51. So he looks younger than 51.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. So
Hey, I'm married, guys. Okay, if you're trying
Totally could be an
you
actor.
can buy me drinks
so
later
what
or
are you
what?
doing later? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So 51. So your drama teacher said you that is a fact, because
Don't chase your dreams,
could
kids. You'll just
you
fail.
imagine if your kid came home and said, "Hey, my teacher said I can't." Do
Yeah,
that."
I would say tell her to pound salt.
Yeah, get
Guess
after
what?
it.
That's one person's opinion. Take a
Yep.
year off. Go out to LA. Go to New York.
Yeah.
Bus
Yeah.
tables. Waitress
Right.
or
Yeah.
be a waiter and go to auditions. Take a year off. Go for it.
Yeah. What are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
But my mindset where when I went to YSU, I was like my older brother Mike had just graduated in criminal justice. He worked for the NSA, National Security Agency. He can't even tell me half the things he did. He just recently retired.
Yeah.
And he was the first kid in our family to go to college.
Wow.
My dad worked at General Motors Lordstown.
Yeah.
Mom and dad divorced, so it really was kind of estranged from him from when I was 5 on. Single mom. She worked in retail. She worked at Hills Department Store. She worked we're going way back. Red Barn Restaurant was a fast food restaurant for those.
That was
no
down
idea.
here. Wasn't it on?
Oh, we had a bunch of Red
Yeah,
Barns.
okay.
No idea
all
what that
around
is.
the
Yeah,
back. She was a.
What was it like?
Instead of having a Big Mac, they had it was called a Big Barney.
Wow.
And
Like a knockoff.
oh yeah, you're gonna have people.
What year was that?
Oh, we're talking about 70s.
Really?
I've heard.
That's
I know there was one in
wild.
Poland. People have talked.
Yeah, there was
about
one
it.
up on
Yep.
McCartney Road in Camel, and that was the one that she worked at. Now it's Walgreens.
Yep.
And so she was in retail. We really came from we had government cheese and all that.
How
We
many
were on-
brothers? How
I
many
have-
siblings? Yeah.
I have 2 older brothers,
2 older brothers.
Bob and Michael, and I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
And so I really didn't have anyone in my family that said, "You can do this, that you could do anything you want. Go for it. What do you have to lose? You're young now.
Yeah.
You have you're not
Yeah.
married. You don't have
Yeah.
any ties. This is the time to go for it." So with that said, I was kind of, all right, I'm just gonna go to YSU. And at the time, this was 87, 88. Computers were just starting to become a thing.
Yep.
So I was going to go into computer science, went to YSU, and then I ran into calculus. And
Dude,
I was like,
this is exactly. I've told you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I guess this isn't happening for me. And
Yep.
it worked out beautifully though, because if you think about it, with my personality,
Yeah.
I don't think sitting, as an
That's
IT
funny.
guy
Yeah.
is my
No way.
personality.
I've never been able to
You
do
know,
that, man.
No.
So it's funny how, so I'm sitting there at the YSU Lincoln parking deck, working in parking services back in the early 1990s. And I'm leafing through the syllabus and I see TV and radio.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, now that speaks to me. And I'm reading
That's
the
funny.
classes. I must have left 50 cars parked free that night. I wasn't paying
Yeah.
attention to my job. I'm like, I'm stoked. So I got into television, radio broadcasting, and started going through that program. And I would always call up WHOT At the
Hot
time,
101.
At the time, it was Hot FM 101
Okay.
because there was a WHOT AM and a WHOT
no
FM.
kidding. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so for a while there, they were known as Hot FM 101, so that you could just know that between the difference between the AM and the FM station. So I would call in all the time and talk to the DJs, and then I said, yeah, I'm going to school for this and that, and I would do like impressions.
Yeah.
At the time, this is early '90s, so Saturday Night Live. Dana Carvey was imitating President. This is the old man Bush.
Right. Yeah, right. Yep.
George Bush, doing that thing over there, going up around,
He's got it. That's
going
good.
down.
Yeah.
So I would call in, and I wouldn't impersonate George Bush. I would impersonate Dana Carvey doing George Bush.
Nice.
So the DJs start to get to know me a little bit, and one DJ named Carrie Evans, she was part-timer. She said, "Hey, we got an opening for weekend overnights. Why don't you put a tape together?" And I said, okay. I never, I didn't know anything about it. I still had another year and a half to graduate. And I put in a tape, and Dick Thompson, who was there at the time, legendary DJ from WHOT, he famously fired Dick Clark.
Wow.
Remember Dick Clark, Rockin'
yeah,
Eve?
Yeah.
Dick Clark. Him? Yeah. He worked with him years earlier, and it was like a manager, and fired him and said, I don't think you got the chops in this business. And then he went on to be Dick Clark.
Right.
So this is the guy that he's like, I listened to your tape, and I got to say it was really rough.
Well,
but we're going to give you a chance.
There you go.
We're going to give you a chance. This is back when you needed to be at the radio station. You needed to have a body at the radio station. This is pre-CD. We didn't even have CDs.
What'd you use?
We used it's called a cart, and it looks like this is really going back
like an 8-track.
An 8-track,
Yep.
Yeah, an 8-track cassette tape.
Have you ever seen an 8-track? You probably never even seen one.
Yeah, you got to show the young man.
Yeah, you've never seen it. It looks like a
cassette?
Not a cassette. It looked like a Nintendo cartridge almost.
Yeah, it was like this big, and it
I've seen them.
goes into the machine, and every song was on a cart. Was on an individual cart, and we would have a wall of songs.
Yeah.
And every hour we would look, and we would get.
I have no idea what that is.
It's an 8-track.
Yeah. That looks
So,
like
yeah, it looked like an 8-track.
Yeah. Nintendo game.
So we would go and we would get our hours worth of music. We'd have another wall that was all commercials, and on each cart was a commercial. So it was a very labor intensive thing.
Yeah.
And thankfully so, because then that meant jobs, so you had people like me. I worked Friday night, Saturday night, midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I was as green could be. And thankfully he said, we're going to give you a chance, and if you get better, we're going to keep you on. If you don't really get better quickly, years later, he said, we couldn't afford it to put anyone else in there. We just Dick Thompson, God bless him. He's like, we just told you that so that you
would mess around. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking to myself, I mean, you got legends. I mean, the glory days of WHOT. I mean, you got Dick Thompson, you got Jerry Starr, Thomas John, Boots Bell, who was a Valley legend. These are all guys. Yeah. Look, people. This is back.
Is this 80s?
This is 70s,
70s,
and
okay.
60s and 70s.
Okay.
And Idora Park was still raging and still in the 70s. So radio was king. I mean, radio was it.
Yeah.
Television was still kind of coming up.
Yeah.
And thankfully there was that for radio to where I had an opportunity to hone my skills.
Right.
And it was wonderful because they would come to you, salespeople would come to you, and they would say, hey, look, we got this, new car wash opening up. They want to do a 2-hour live broadcast. They want, we need someone. Do you make $100 for a couple hours? And I was single at the time.
Yeah. So you do everything.
And I was taking every gig that possibly came open. And, this was back when, and radio was wonderful for this, to where you could be a spokesperson, TV. If I wanted to be a spokesperson for O'Dona.
Yeah, right.
O'Dona, if I wanted to be a spokesperson, I wouldn't be able to because I have a tie-in with WYTV. But for radio, if O'Donut would have said, Jim Loboy is going to be our spokesperson
Yeah.
for O'Donut, they would work out a deal with the radio station and say, all right, you buy an advertising schedule for the year, and Jim will be on all your commercials, and it goes that way. Like I got LASIK eye surgery done absolutely free from eye care from Dr. Erzurum because I was in radio, and they said, all right, here's what's going to happen. We're going to give you LASIK eye surgery, and you're going to talk about it for 3 months on the radio. And I'm like, free eye surgery?
Hell yeah.
Just to talk? And it was wonderful. It was awesome. But so there were so many opportunities.
But it's through the
Station.
radio station though. It's not directly through you.
Yeah, it was through the
so
radio
they get
station.
like a piece of the pie then. Huh?
Right. I
Even though
got
it's
the free.
even though it's your liking.
Yeah, but he
Right.
worked for them though. So,
That's
yeah.
frustrating. I'd be mad though. I'd be like, it's my.
Well,
why are they
Well,
trying to get me to talk about it? Because it's me, not because of you.
You know why though? Because they have millions of dollars invested in a stick, in equipment, in this platform. This is way before a podcast was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you could probably reach out if you wanted. I know you guys just recently went and got your IV for your minerals and all that. How'd that go?
It was good. It was interesting.
I don't know. Do you think it? What's your call?
I think I was hydrated.
Your mic's dying. We're losing batteries here. So
I'll be back.
I was, it's hard to explain. Super hydrated, felt good. Like I said, I walked like 8.5 miles the next day.
Right.
I don't know if it was because of that or not, but I did it. You know what I mean? I was like, holy crap. So I don't know if the thing I want to test out, the real test, I want to get hammered out of my mind the night before, have this chick come in and give me an IV to rehydrate and see how that's the ultimate test for me.
Well, I thought that pretty much is, one of the benefits of doing it. I was wondering how much
Can you hear me now?
is just, almost like, all right, that you're getting this, so it almost tricks your mind into thinking.
That's like what do they call that?
Placebo.
A placebo effect.
Yeah, like, all right, this is supposed to be making me feel energetic, so I'm telling myself I'm feeling it.
When we had her on, now again, one time probably like when we had her on, there were a lot of people watching that were like, it works. I go every Monday before work over.
The other
and over.
thing too is it depends. It depends on your diet. Like if you diet good, you take a multivitamin.
Yeah.
Like, is there a really need for it?
Yeah,
but the problem, the reason it would be useful though is if you're hungover. That's reason you feel like garbage is because you're dehydrated.
Yep.
You got the life sucked out of you. If you can, that's when I
would pay $125 to get non-hungover for a day.
And that's the thing. I'll pay $125 to test it. If it makes me feel like 100% again, I'll take that. I'll take it. I think it'd be interesting to take it like the night before you go out. See if you can hydrate yourself going into the night. If it the next day stops,
it's not a bad
sleep.
Not a bad plan either.
Great.
So we got some comments here. We take comments. You know how you said
Red Barn was a great hangout. Had the best onion rings. Yes, they did. They also had. Red Barn was awesome because they not only you get a Big Barney a burger, but you could get fried chicken. They sold fried chicken.
How did McDonald's run them out of town? Because of their like
just
smaller
bad
menu
management.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't like nationwide. They were like a regional kind of within the.
Michael
South
Reiner says, "My man, Jim Loboy, the best in the business."
Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate it. You're humbling me.
Yeah.
So, radio, started getting.
Mike Firmside says, "What a stud!"
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
So radio. So you eventually so you're working nights, you eventually go daytime, or how's that work? So you get hired?
Yeah, I was working midnights on the weekend, and then that turned into weeknights, overnights during the week.
Yeah.
So I kind of was climbing the ladder. So I was still on the graveyard shift. What really put me on the map was a stunt. Was getting buried alive, and they thought, well, what better person to bury alive than someone who works the graveyard shift at WHOT at Hot 101. And Home Builders Association, Mike Wilson, he was the head of the HBA. He reached out to me. He said, they pulled me in. They said, hey, we want to do this fundraiser for the food bank around Halloween. It was at Haunted House over on Salt Springs Road. It's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
And they said, what we're going to do is we're going to bury you alive for 29 hours.
29 hours?
From 6 o'clock news Friday night to 11 o'clock news Saturday
What
night.
was that? 90s?
Yes.
I remember
That was
yeah.
probably 95-ish.
What'd you do it for?
If you look it up on
Charity.
YouTube, Jim Loboy Buried Alive,
Yeah.
you'll see video of me coming out when I came out of it.
That is awesome.
And what it was of course it's HBA, so they have a backhoe.
Yeah, they could bury you.
So they made this specialized coffin that looked like one of those old-fashioned coffins that streamlined, like Dracula coffin.
Right.
And it was not a regular coffin. It was a little bit bigger. I could almost, when it was shut, I could almost lock my arms.
Gosh.
And the sides were right here. And what they did was they put a HVAC tubing down. It was a viewing tube. So when people came to the haunted house, they donated their food stuff. They could look down and actually see that I was down there. And was I 6 feet down? I was probably around 4 feet down. But I tell you what, the freakiest thing in the world is when they put the top on and you're like, all right, this is real for 29 hours.
Holy crap.
And you hear that first heavy clay load of a shovel of dirt. And my boss at the time, Tom Pappas, got a chance to throw the first load of dirt on me. And then it boom, and it just shakes the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're like, holy,
So
this is real.
Did you eat?
This is real.
How they
I didn't eat. I actually I went the enema route, man. I had to clean myself out because I couldn't. Now what they do is they lower down through the viewing tube. They would lower down a 1 gallon, empty milk jug for me to go pee.
God.
And I stayed really hydrated.
How would you pee in a coffin?
Yeah.
So,
What about
carefully.
let me out? I have to poop right now.
Right. And
They stay there for another 7 hours, Jim. Hang in there, buddy.
They had a backhoe ready there. My mom was freaking out. She was so scared, as a mother. But when they were loading the dirt, so you feel it shake the whole coffin. And then all of a sudden, you're starting to hear less and less. And I had a radio, I had a walkie-talkie. I said, are you guys almost done? They said, we've been done for 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Because after a while, you're just not hearing it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just filling in.
Crap. Did you ever freak out?
No, I really didn't. You know what kept me going was the visitors. And I even had like third shift from Lordstown.
Yeah.
There were people coming at 3 o'clock in the morning. And they'd be all drunk.
You sleep at all?
And it'd be like, and it was funny too, because at night it would be dark inside the coffin, but I had a flashlight.
Right.
So they would look down into the tube and they go, he's not down there.
You're like,
He's not down there. And I you see him jump back, Kids loved it and stuff. It was a lot of fun. That put my name out there.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, you do something for charity and it's a win-win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
The food bank made out, I made out, the haunted house made out because they had more people showing up at the time. So it was one of those things to where I was then known as Stunt Guy.
Yeah.
John Bacho, who's Mr. Sports, used to be on on Y103. WYFM, Classic Rock. Him and we did a simulcast thing to where we were in the tank of terror. That was a water tank for 24 hours where we were submerged in water for 24 hours. And we did that for charity.
How'd you breathe? So your head was underwater?
No, everything was underwater. We had a firefighter's mask that had oxygen.
What the
pumped
hell,
in,
man?
And
so you could talk.
That was we were able to talk on radio. People would come and view us. I mean, we were like, like in an aquarium, like in a fishbowl,
like swimming around.
So awesome. we did that. That was incredible.
I got ideas for us, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm not burying myself alive.
And all the while, this was the heyday of the nightclub scene in Northeast Ohio. I mean, there was the Magic Twanger opened up over on Boardman.
That was where
had
I heard is now.
Yeah, iHeartRadio.
I always wondered what that old
building
was. There's volleyball. There's volleyball courts.
It was a state of the art nightclub. It was too nice for Youngstown. Which was what it was.
Oh, really?
Well,
it seems like
levels.
Nice.
And it was
and that's the problem with like a dance club, kind of a club atmosphere. When it's that immense, when there's a quiet night and there's 50 people there. It looks dead. You walk right in and you
Yeah.
go, no one's here. Really, if you went to, Rips over in Struthers,
Yeah.
they can only fit 25
So it
people
looks
in there.
packed.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it's packed. They can only fit
So
many
when
people in there.
when did that place go out of business?
Well, it changed ownership several times. So
They just
I'd
couldn't
probably-
afford to. It was just too big.
It-
It's just
like
too big
he
for
said, it
Youngstown.
was like a club in Pittsburgh or Cleveland or like in
Yeah.
Youngstown. It just would never.
Man,
hit.
that sucks.
And we
That's
were-
so awesome.
we were out there broadcasting 5 nights a week. I was out there a couple of nights, and there was the Boatyard on Belmont Avenue.
That place too.
I did Jimmy Buffett night out there for years. That was a crazy Wednesday night party. I'd go out there. So I was bar guy.
Yeah. So you got to know a
clubs
lot
out
of
in,
people.
Go
Yeah.
to that comment, Luke.
Which one?
Mike Firmstone says, "Remember the man who would stay on top of the billboard by Kmart and Boardman for
I
charity?
do remember that.
Yep.
Who was that?
Oh, I don't remember who it was, but he was up there all the time and had a chair and all
Huh.
kinds. Yeah. Wow.
Not
So
sure
wait, what were we saying?
So bars
yeah.
were like just cranking, and I was out 5-6 nights a week.
Yeah.
So just meeting people, and you get to know the regulars.
Yeah.
Choices was out at Holiday Inn, out on Belmont and Liberty. That was a big one. It was going down. So the bar circuit, and I think what put an end to that was no smoking.
Yeah.
No
I was going to say it's not
smoking.
the same anymore, right?
It's not the.
don't
It's
know if- is it-
far from what it was. Also, they clamped down much more. A lot more
Underage
on
drinking.
on drinking and
Yeah.
driving
Yeah.
and underage drinking. Much more penalty for that.
That's true.
So that kind of put that out. But whoa, just
Yeah, we used to go
There
to
was-
so much fun.
There was so much potential for the return of that with Uber, and because you could just get a ride anywhere for $12.
now you can't though.
You
You're saying.
can't because everybody switched over to DoorDash for food. So
So there's no
DoorDash
drive.
with
Can
food.
you still not get an Uber
You
right
could
now? in
get an
Youngstown?
Uber. It's just you have to pay a lot more money than you could. You could
Okay.
get $14 from here to Youngstown. That's worth it if you're gonna go drink
Yeah.
all night and then $14 home.
That is true. Yeah. So they
100%
cracked.
worth
That
it.
makes sense. So they cracked down on drinking and driving. They used to. There was underage drinking
There
too.
was
All
potential.
all
COVID
through the
shut it
night. I
down.
mean, all
Yeah.
the 90s we could go out and just. 18 years old, go to a bar and get drunk. Yeah. I mean,
well,
it's just-
and smoking too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's
all of
true,
a sudden,
too.
you'd walk into a bar, man. The first thing
Wow.
that hit you, I'd go home and I would just reek of it.
Yeah.
But that was just crazy times. Crazy
Yeah.
times. So many good memories, and that's what I think is lost now with TV and the news business for these younger reporters. Radio for myself and for like Len Rome, who's my co-anchor in the
Yeah.
morning on. He cut his teeth in radio. Radio gave you an opportunity to have to tell a story without the benefit of pictures.
Yeah.
So you got to tell people the story, and you
Details.
got to almost make the image in their
Yeah,
mind.
right.
So it made you a better writer, and it made you so
Makes
good
sense.
at ad-libbing.
Yeah.
At just you could send me out in the field right now. I could be an MLO Bros correspondent.
Yeah.
Send me out in the field. We're gonna go live to the field right now. Jim Loboy is at the brand new roundabout in downtown Youngstown. Jim, how's it look? Without knowing anything about it, say we need you to go for 2 minutes. All I need is 2 or 3 facts, and I'll paint this whole picture.
Yeah.
It'll be
That's
clean.
interesting.
Yeah.
I won't stumble. I won't
Yeah.
none of that. That's radio. And that's gone now because radio with technology, where I would be working weekend overnights, there's not a body there anymore. It's all
automatic.
loaded up into a computer. There's no wall of carts anymore where you got to go grab your music.
It's just a playlist.
So technology, and I saw the writing on the wall that, all right, it's starting to become a little bit more automated. Now they're going to be phasing us out. And it was bad too, because I know you guys did several hours of show prep before tonight's show.
Oh my God.
Hours.
That's what we would do.
Yeah.
So much research.
4 hours was a shift.
Yeah.
So you'd get paid for an 8-hour job in radio, and you were there for 4 hours.
Yeah. It's amazing.
But they said, hey, you got to get in here early. You got to look through, see what everyone's talking about, come up with ideas of what your show's going to be about
Yeah.
tonight. And you had to. It's called show prep, and they still do like over on WHOT to this day. AC and Kelly's real good at
yeah.
looking through all the wires and seeing what's hot, what people are talking about, and incorporating that into the show. So it was an art. Now you just got people that they might have a blurb or, hey, I heard this new poll that 50% of people say they.
It's not the same because like for me it was like you were on Hot 101, like Fast Freddy and those guys over on CD 106 or whatever it was back in the day. So you would jump around radio stations and you didn't have your phone,
but you would know the people on.
You would know them because they had like shows.
What caused that connection was the fact that people would call in.
Yes.
I mean, I would have the same callers, I'd be like, I remember to this day, Beezer was a 911, Trumbull County 911 dispatcher. He'd call me every night. We'd joke around. I'd say, hey man, do me a favor. I need to have a phoner, ask for this song and I'll rag on you about how that song sucks or something. And he would help me out and I'd record it, and do a bit. So you'd get your regulars, and that's how you worked up a rapport by accepting phone calls. Well, when you're not there, when you could record all the little talk points in 20 minutes for a 4-hour show and you're out the door because they're trying to save a buck.
Yeah.
And that it really hurt local television, I think, because that was, like I said, a place for you to cut your teeth, get experience, and then you make that shift to TV and you were ready. Now, we our younger reporters, we send them out in the field and there's an accident, or there's a fire or something, and you see they're constantly every bit of information you have to look down. Where we try to tell them, get 3 or 4, have like an outline in your head, 3 or 4 talking points, where you're at, what you know so far, and then wrap it up. Have those points in your mind so you're not looking at your phone, and just talk to people. Rather than we're live here at Western Reserve Road. There was a fire at 2:00 in the morning. Stations were called out from Boardman and Canfield. She's reading, and you could tell she's reading. Or he, and radio helped you with that. Like Len Rome told a wonderful story back in the 80s. All of a sudden, 5 minutes before he's supposed to go on television, do the newscast, door flings open. There was an earthquake in downtown Youngstown. Shuts the door. Len was like, all right, forget about the top headlines that I was going to talk about. Just stay on me. And he said, welcome to 33 News. I'm Len Rome. We just got word that there was an earthquake in downtown Youngstown. We're working now to get a geologist from YSU. If you felt it or you saw any damage from the earthquake, call in. Let us know here at the TV station. We'll have more reports and a live report coming up in moments. That was all just because he had radio experience.
Yeah.
He didn't need to. He knew what knew what we were going to do. We were going to get a hold of someone from YSU.
Right.
We were going to be getting phone calls from viewers. So he just, and smooth, like he had it on a prompter, like he read it. But it was conversational. That's what radio did, and that's what we missed out now.
Yeah.
So Youngstown used to be like a secondary jump in your career for TV. You'd go to Bluefield, West Virginia, get your first job, and then you'd come to now Youngstown, because our population's down, and because because of that, we're a smaller market now. We're not as big of a market, so now. Working here in Youngstown, it's kind of like your entry level job.
You can totally tell too, because we get people now
all the time.
Like, unless they're a main anchor,
and if they're good, you're like, they're not gonna
constantly leaving. And there's some guys. There's some guys in there.
What are you saying about me? I stayed for 30 years.
Well, we're saying that
you said I'm not good.
No, the main anchors. The main anchors stay, but the younger ones,
or the people from around here that like grew up here that want to stay here.
Well,
that's true too.
That's a good point. I have my mother. I still take care of her. So I had my brother. He went to work for NSA. My other brother, he did his thing. So I was kind of the last one. I had to actually teach my mom to drive so I could move out of the house when I was in my 20s. I'm like, Mom, I got to teach you how to drive. I got to move out. I got to do my thing. This radio thing's kind of kicking into high gear. I'm getting a couple of lady friends.
Julie, go to that comment, Luke.
Julie
says Loboy did a Co 94 DUI mock skate crash before prom.
Do you remember
that? I remember being involved with Prom Promise during my radio days. I forgot half the things we did, to be honest.
It's all the lack of
It's all a
oxygen from
blur.
being 6 feet under.
It's all a blur, but
So I gotta ask. You just said the ladies. I mean, you're a DJ. You're a DJ. You gotta have the late. Like you're not a DJ. You're at all these things. You're a big nip. You have to have the ladies throwing themselves at you.
it was very.
I know
surreal.
you're married. It was
It
had
was very
to happen,
surreal because you're still you, but all of a sudden now you're thrust, and it.
Yep.
I guess to a certain amount of people, it is a fascination. It's he's famous.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
And back then, like I said, this was still like the kind of like the golden age of radio kind of fading out.
Yeah.
To where you were the radio guy. Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, you're the closest thing that people have to
like a movie star,
a
like
celebrity.
Yeah.
You hear the quote local celebrity.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, I'm just a kid from Camel that
Exactly.
didn't have what it takes to be a movie star.
At the local Walgreens, I've been called out.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
It's really weird. The further now, if I go to Boardman Walmart, they see me all the time, so it's no big deal. But the further out I go, like if I go into Lisbon and Columbiana County, if I go to Newcastle, you'll get actual adults that will like be. You're that guy, and it's funny, It's like I said, there's a thing that says people on radio or TV, okay, they're really outgoing. There are a lot of shy people that are in radio and TV.
Absolutely,
they're very shy. You could do. I mean, when I do my TV show, it's me and Len. That's it.
Yeah.
Now there's viewers watching. But you don't have like a studio audience.
Right.
So sometimes when I'll go and do like a commencement speech or something, there's 300 people, 400 people. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of a little bit, I guess, embarrassed by when people go on and on. But it's such a big thing. People will tell me all the time, I met this guy and he was a complete jerk. He was a jerk.
Yeah.
He was a jerk to me. He didn't have time to even talk to my kid real quick. My kid was excited. And they'll tell those stories over and over and over and over. Very rarely will they tell, he took 5 minutes out of his time and talked to us. And,
right.
They might tell that story, but they're going to tell that bad story.
To everybody.
And that's something I'm very conscientious of, that, someone's excited to see you. And sometimes, you're in a hurry.
Yeah,
you're in a hurry. It's Thanksgiving Day, and you just need to get a bottle of gravy, and you're into Walmart, or you need a bottle of wine, and you're out the door. And but you got to give them a few minutes. I mean, that's how we make our week.
The strangest thing for when we started doing this, and it still happens a lot, and it's weird because you think it's two dumb guys doing a freaking podcast, right? So we started doing this 2 years ago, and I swear now, and we have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people watch our shows, right?
Yeah,
and then the Facebook groups and all this other stuff. So it's not a lot of people, but in Youngstown, you reach people. You know what I mean? Like we reach people. I'll go into Walmart or I'll go in to Boardman, and I'll see somebody walk by, and they'll go like this. So walk by.
They'll do a double take.
Right? Like exactly, just like that, right? And then I'll walk, and I'm like, why do they do that? Like why the heck did they do that? Do you ever have that?
Absolutely.
And then I'll walk down the other aisle, and they're there, and they'll do it again, and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "I'm good." and then I'm like, they're like, "You're one of those MLO guys, aren't you?" I said, "Yep, yeah. Nice to meet you. Oh, I love you guys. Normally I'm just waiting for somebody like you effing." You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna lay into you.
Yeah, but everybody's always been nice, but it's so weird, and you have to get it 1,000 times more. I mean, you have to being on television.
Yeah. A lot of people. It's really funny, like in a restaurant or something, and people think we're deaf, so they'll be talking and they're louder than they think they are, and they're like, "I think that's the guy on the news." So I'll go,
funny.
"I am the guy on the news." It's all have fun with them, and it's it's I can't tell you how many times, oh, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm meeting Stan Boney. Oh, that's great. I'm
Stan
Boney. I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you. So
awesome.
that's a humbling moment where it's like, okay.
You had a good story when you were in here doing the thing the other day. When you said you went to like
I went to Baltimore.
Yeah, listen, did you hear him tell the story?
I don't know.
This is
Oh,
amazing. Tell you have to tell the
So
story.
because I'm in, here in Youngstown, and every now and then you might get asked, by a kid or even by an adult.
So good.
Hey, my mom, she loves you. Can I get a picture of you to send to my mom or something? So that happens a lot here. So we were in town. It was me and my wife.
I do remember this.
And we drove to right outside of Baltimore to my brother's house. 5 hours, and boom, 5 hours later, 5 hours earlier, we were in Youngstown. 5 hours later, we're in Baltimore. We're at a seafood place, and we're having crabs. And I'm walking over to get something, and there's a birthday party going on for a little kid. We're in the outdoor patio, and there's like 15 people with this little birthday party. And I'm walking back, and my brother and my wife are close by, and I'm walking back, and a woman goes, "Hey, can you get a picture?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure." And I get behind her, and I'm like, and she goes, "No, can you take our picture?"
So they didn't know who he was.
My brother was your brother, and my wife were dying. They were dying. They still pee themselves when they tell the story.
What do
over
you
and
think
over.
the lady was thinking when she's
Yeah,
like, "Hey, can you
Get
get
in your brain like, oh my god, I'm in Baltimore. I'm not in Youngstown. Oh my god.
like, what would the lady be doing?"
yeah.
He just went, "Yeah, sure, I'd love to take a picture."
I'm like,
Please, sir.
absolutely.
Please, sir, get away from my daughter.
It would have been really funny if I would have said, "Would you like an autograph?" Like, who is this psycho? Exactly. And my brother and my wife, they just rolled over it.
That's the best.
And so, we just recently went to Disney World last month, and I was there all week. Last day we're there. I'm walking. We're at Magic Kingdom. I'm walking. A woman goes, "You're from Ohio."
There you go.
And I said, "Yes, I am." And she goes, "I remember you. You were at the arena football game throwing out T-shirts from the T-shirt cannon."
Wow.
This is back in the Mahoning Valley Thunder.
Yeah.
Had arena football for a few years.
Wow.
She lives in New York now.
So she remembered that.
She didn't even remember. She didn't even know me from radio or TV.
Wow.
She must have been in town
Holy cow, does she
Yeah,
remember that?
and remembered that, and saw that was the only person all week in Florida.
Wow.
Years ago, we went on our honeymoon. We went to Aruba. As soon as we're walking into our hotel casino, me and my wife, person's like, "Hey, Jim Loboy." My wife's like, "You got to be kidding me. We're in Aruba."
Yeah.
We didn't. It was the first 5 minutes we were there. We didn't see another person from the valley the entire week.
Wow.
So it's just,
Something you got to go with, I guess,
Yeah,
right? So you made the jump then, and you said radio's dying, or not radio's dying, but you saw the writing was on the wall.
I'll preface this. Radio's getting extraordinarily competitive, and there's definitely a market for sports radio is huge. I mean, if you could talk sports and you're an interesting personality, women, men, it's on fire. And podcasting, of course, is you can, like you said, why give, the radio station your money? You can just go out and get your own sponsors,
which is crazy. Yeah, and like in our area too, you got to remember they are almost outsourcing morning shows now too, because you got like Rover from Cleveland who's in here. There's other they're out Bob and Tom.
Yeah,
they're all outsourcing all these radio things, and it's like, so locally speaking, and I always kind of said this is the podcast like us and Joe, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, the way you have to cut out the moving parts. The guy taking all the money or the company taking all the money. If you get rid of that, there are so many people that need paid from that company. Yeah. Me and you can just boot up our computer and do it. We're eliminating all the overhead.
It's crazy.
Just doing it ourselves.
It's crazy.
And then you just collect sponsors, get sponsors.
We're making a ton of money on sponsors.
We are still making zero money, but still we can still operate.
Yeah.
So,
we have enough to pay for our StreamYard fee.
Like we have our day job fuels our fun job, which is this.
Right. We get a ton of exposure for our day jobs for loan officers from this. I mean, we'd be lying. We get a ton of business.
It's multiple revenue streams.
Yep.
Is what you're looking for.
Exactly. Multiple revenue streams.
Correct. And they're still great. Like I said, AC and Kelly are wonderful.
Yeah.
Doug and Mary Ann on K105, the country station. they keep it local. Now, K105 has a little bit of a different situation because their broadcast signals is in Canton and Akron.
Yeah.
You can hear HOT in Akron and Canton, but it's 88,000 watts, I think, for K105. So they do just as well in Canton, Akron market as in Youngstown. So they not only have to talk about,
I've heard that before.
they have to maybe talk about something going on here in Columbiana. They also have to talk about something going on in Stark County. Stark County Fair is going on. They got to talk about it.
And the cool thing about radio too is, like, I remember the first time I was out somewhere at a bar and I heard Fast Freddy's voice, like, in person, and like you immediately
you know who he is.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Well, his voice does that for me too. Yeah,
but you don't know who you're looking for.
Yeah,
because you've never seen him. So
it's hard to miss Fast Freddy.
But you don't like. I was like,
have you ever met Fast Freddy?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I was like, that's what Fast Freddy looks like. That's kind of exactly what I pictured him as.
Rings.
But yeah, I know. Like biker dude, love it.
We've done a couple shows with him.
Yeah, and that's another instance where he carved out a niche and a persona.
Yeah.
And people gravitate to that, and you build a following. The worst thing you could be, and this is important for you guys to know with your podcast, is the worst thing you could be is down the middle average. Either be terrible, which you could say that you guys are the worst podcast on the internet. Either be terrible or be great or be funny or be extremely serious. You don't want to, because then you're forgettable.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're down the middle, you're forgettable.
Yeah.
You want for good or for bad people to either love you or hate you.
Yeah.
As long as they're listening.
That's I've said that to you, haven't I?
No such thing as bad marketing.
I've said if we can get 85% of the people to like 85 to 75% of the people like us and 25 to 15% to absolutely hate us, I said all those people are going to watch. So they're going to watch us because they hate us, or they're going to watch us because we're good.
So how I got into television was actually Stan Boney, my buddy.
What?
Stan, I just got a message from the reporter from Channel 21.
Which one?
The one where I commented on the feral on the.
Oh, great. Okay.
I saw that, and then you nicely tagged me on it, so that now I'm associated with the kid that does truant for the kid was truant 60 times, and
I just got a private message from
about that story is you sign a syllabus like at the beginning of the year saying, hey, I'm not gonna be late. Like at least I did.
When you
sign documents that say, hey, this is the rules of the school. Like
the parents
and you have to take it home for your parents
kid.
To sign.
So we're talking for those of you watching, we are talking about it was feral.
First of all, let me tell you something new.
Yes.
Okay. That will help you.
Yes.
This is what great podcasters do.
Research?
No. Research.
Yeah, we don't do
that. But every now and then you might get new viewers coming in. So it's called resetting the pins.
That's what I was doing.
It's called resetting the pins.
Yeah.
We're here this evening with Jim Loboy. We're talking about this for those that are just joining us. That's just I'm just giving it some constructive criticism.
No, look at the bottom. Look, so anybody that joins us, it says Jim Loboy.
Yeah, but then you got to if you
stay in your lane, Jim Loboy. Stay in your G-Dang lane.
If you want to show someone if you want a podcaster that's listening to go, these guys really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do that every now and then. Every 15, 20 minutes. If you're just joining us, we are with Jim Loboy.
All right, we'll
blah, blah, blah.
Go ahead.
So thank you everybody for watching. If you're just joining us, we're here with Jim Loboy. He's giving us pointers on how to be better in radio.
The pins,
resetting the pins over here.
We're talking about the feral football player who got suspended from prom.
So I think he's not suspended. He's like not allowed to go to prom.
Yes. And I made a post on Facebook because
call him out. 21.
I don't care.
I know.
I know WFMJ made a post, and I said they were talking about this kid not going to prom and the parents. They didn't touch on the freaking school. They did. I didn't like it.
With one breath, you're like, we don't bash local companies, and then like 21 is local.
If you're on the radio, if you're on the news already, you're fair game.
I go for the government. The local governments, I could care less what they think about.
As a parent, here's my problem. As a parent, if my kids first off, my kids wouldn't miss school because they would be in school.
Yes.
And then people are like, the reason I took offense to that, I'm an ex-athlete, and the article was literally like, all-star standout football player suspended from. What's it matter? He's a student first. and he didn't go to class, that's the rules. You're out. That was my thought.
Yeah.
And I just got all pissed off.
I think they're just listing details of what him
I don't
is.
know.
I don't think it's a matter of like he's getting special treatment or anything for being an
But
athlete.
that's the way the article was
It
presented.
didn't though. I just thought it gave facts about him as like what he was. But
Well, then you should be writing articles about all
every
the
kid
students.
you're right.
Sorry, Jim, we're going off on a
No,
little
that's
tangent
okay. That's okay. We had that same story on this morning.
there. Yep.
And what was interesting is he's an honors student. You
Yeah.
know, you hear that he was truant and missed a bunch.
Thank
he was
you, Sue.
late for
But he also had
classes.
great-
You know, he was
Yeah.
actually a good student. So it's not, usually when you hear someone's truant 80 days, late for class 80 days, you think, all right, he's probably barely going to get a diploma.
Right.
Doesn't sound like that. I think it's a situation where maybe the parents went off to work or did their
He
thing.
didn't go.
And they're like, all right, he's a responsible kid. He'll go to school. And he wasn't. Now, I do say that the school they can't pick and choose.
Right.
I'm sure he was late for class during football season. That should have been hey, you're not going to be able to play Friday but of course they want the star athlete on the
If
field.
that's the case, though,
Yeah.
that would be the thing.
Now he might have missed 80 days after football season.
Right.
Then, so that's another instance where I'm telling you, we don't have the luxury of just being able to throw stuff at the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then it's going to come back and we're going to get nailed for you guys didn't really know everything about this and you went on the air. That's when you open yourself up to lawsuits.
Yeah. If
You
you do
know.
that, right. See, that makes sense. See, yeah. So that was
Luckily,
my
we're
thing.
not a news organization. We're just kind of making stuff up as we go.
And
And
trust
we
me,
say we're bad. So if we say we're bad, people understand
I'm gonna have
when
to.
we do stupid things.
So do I want to respond to that nice reporter that just
Should
messaged
we get
me?
a legal department?
I would definitely kick the weeds and see if you can't get someone to office or legal
We do.
services.
Chip
For a
Comstock.
man.
Chip Comstock. Yeah.
Chip Comstock. He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer, firefighter. He does
Yeah,
everything.
he knows Chip Comstock.
I
He
know
does
Chip.
everything.
Yeah, I used to date a girl who used to be a secretary for
He knows Chip Comstock.
for the,
Chip
the
Comstock protects us.
legal office.
Luke, reset the pins and
Okay.
tell the people.
Oh, reset the pins.
Reset the pins.
I'm gonna get you guys shirts.
And let's
As Jim Loboy says, reset the pins.
Resetting the pins.
And you guys are
Jim
gonna be
Loboy.
holding on to bowling pins.
That's amazing.
Jim Loboy, why is there a hula hoop in our office?
Yeah, why did you bring a hula hoop?
I brought a hula hoop because it's part of my radio journey.
What? Why?
All right, years ago in radio, during 4th of July season, these fireworks places would buy an obscene amount of radio time, and they would have
you
co-
go live from
They would
there. I
have you.
remember
Go,
that.
I would be out in Deerfield, Ohio.
Write that down, Luke. We need to contact that fireworks places.
Oh, the fireworks places. I'm
It's a
sure
great
they got money, literally.
We know a guy.
We do know a guy.
gotta
Okay.
You got to have fireworks for your June 10th then.
Did you know how much those are? Like 30 grand.
Well, I'm not saying do it big time. Just get some snappers and some bottle rockets. What was that, Joe Dirt? Joe Dirt.
The pole in the village already wants to kick us out.
Oh, that's
No
true.
way.
You got zoning issues.
Yeah.
But you know Chip Comstock.
I do.
He's the
I do.
fire guy.
I do.
He can help you out.
Chip Comstock actually told me, he goes, hey, when Maggie divorces you, I'm already her lawyer, so you're screwed.
You're
Maggie
like,
has
Chip,
never-
you know something? I
He's
don't.
like, it's an
no.
investment.
Yeah, he's like,
it's
yep.
only a matter of time.
So
Yeah.
we would be out at these. I was out at this fireworks place in Deerfield. I swear to God, for a week straight, I was out there 8 hours a day,
Dang.
nothing to do, and every hour we would do a hit saying, "Hey, come on out here, get your 2-for-1 bottle rockets or whatever," and you're bored out of your mind, and
Right.
the time is just not going. And there was a hula hoop there. Okay, so out of sheer boredom, I picked it up. Do it for a second, it falls down.
Can you hula hoop?
Do it for a second, it falls down. Over time, I got really good at it. So I started incorporating it into my bar gig to where I'd be at the bar and I'm like, all right, I'm pretty good at this now. I'm going to start offering, I'll buy a drink to any woman that can outlast me in the hula hoop.
That is
Hey,
amazing.
nice.
Of course, because guys want to see women
Yeah,
shake it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't want to see
Yeah,
me shake
yeah.
it, but they want to
That's
see
a
the baby
It's a
great-
shake
good
it.
gig.
Great
So
bar
I
gig. Yeah.
would do that, and then I got really, really good at it. So I upped it. I said, I'll give $100 away
Yeah.
to any woman that could outlast me in the hula hoop. Well, I'm at Boatyard, and it's in Belmont.
He
and
has like hours
there's
and
like-
hours of practice.
There's like 15 people there. It was dead. So I'm not seeing any. And I would look, I would
Yeah.
scan the crowd. I'd go, all right, there ain't no one here that can go along. I
Yeah.
can tell, you know. So I'd say, all right, $100 here. Woman was sitting in the back, and I didn't see her. She gets up, she comes up, and she just goes, I'll do it. And I said, oh, I'm in trouble. She worked at Hooters. She was a Hooters babe.
You know, she knows how to
She
shake
gets
it.
up
She
there,
can shake
Look
it.
at it. Look.
She just started
Wait, come this way. Come this way more. Wait, no, don't touch it, Luke. Don't touch that. Yeah.
So, see, people think, I got to move a lot. I know you guys don't like to move a lot, but with hula hooping, all you got to do is put 1 foot forward. All right.
Let's do it.
And all you got to do is just it. You guys know how to do that. Don't get too excited. Okay. That's all you're doing.
I have
right
three.
here.
I have 3 kids.
Every time it comes around, you're bumping, right?
Okay.
So you're bumping. You're bumping.
Look-
You're bumping. You're bumping.
How do you
So
have
you're
Jim
going.
Loboy
You're
here?
going. You're going. You can even do one of these. Okay.
Dude,
So
he's good at hula hooping.
So this woman is like, I'll hula hoop, and I'm like, oh, she works at Hooters.
Yeah.
How do you start it? I've always wondered how you start up here.
No, you start by throwing it around your waist. Every time, put a foot out. You're
I'm
going.
not bumping. My bumping time.
You just gotta bump forward. So see,
You don't.
it's all rhythm. It's all feel.
You obviously don't
it's
have
practice.
kids yet, Isaac.
I gotta get a bar gig doing that.
So this woman from Hooters that was
They're trying to make money.
So, and 40 minutes goes by. So I'm negotiating with her off the mic. I'm
Yeah.
like, look, I don't have $100. I'll give you movie tickets. I'll give you concert tickets. I'll give you something, but
Yeah.
I don't have 100. She's like, I need rent money.
Oh,
She
no.
dug in. Finally, I'm like, so my entire pay that night went, and because I didn't see her sitting over, so that's how the hula hoop ended. My lexicon of my itinerary. But
How long did you last before?
I was at a YSU event out of Kilcawley, and I went with one co-ed. We must have went 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was thinking about doing a hula hoopathon kind of thing.
You should.
Just doing as much for charity or something.
Wow.
But it after a while, your midsection goes kind of numb.
Yeah.
And you can't feel the hoop going around you as much, so it's crazy. But so Len Rome always teases me whenever there's anything about a hula hoop or something. He's like, and Jim Loboy, our very own Jim Loboy, can hula hoop for hours. Just ask him. I'm like, so that's how the whole hula hoop thing came up.
So and then you go, and we know you gotta get up in the morning, right? What time do you wake up? 3:30.
Yeah,
We said it. We gotta get him.
That's
to bed.
okay. Hey,
30. That's brutal.
3:30. Oh my God, is that early?
Uh,
Is there anybody else out? There's no one else out.
oh, there's no one on the road. With
Yeah.
COVID, it was even crazier because like everything's shut down. Gas stations are shut down. Everything was shut down.
Yeah.
And I actually had to have a piece of paper that said I was allowed to be on the road because that's when
You
we
get
were shut
pulled
down.
over?
Well,
Wow.
because I was considered essential
Yeah.
because of being in the media.
But
but,
3:30.
Yeah. When you love what you do, though,
Yeah.
you never work a day in your life. When you love what you
Is that
do.
how you are at your job?
I love my job.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday, and I'm going to be honest. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't enjoy my time off and
Yeah.
stuff, but I go to work. I'm in a pretty good mood. I'm blessed to be able to do
And you
what
have
I do.
you have a kid too. Right? You
I have a 10-year-old little girl.
10-year-old little girl. So you go to work. You see her after school.
Yeah,
right?
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then hang out a little bit and go to bed.
right. Yeah, and I get to.
What's your bedtime typically?
Usually she goes to bed about 8:30. I'm right behind her and get up.
Still
that's
not a lot of
late.
sleep. Yeah.
That's
Yikes.
late.
And it is what it is. But you got to
Yikes.
work sometime around the clock. It's better in the news business. I worked afternoons, 3 to 11. Did
Yeah.
the 6 o'clock and the 11 o'clock news. I'd never see her.
Yeah. Right.
So for right now, I'm not missing dance recitals and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it works out.
That is true.
I would definitely rather do morning than night for sure.
Yeah, because you'd have
100%.
6 and 11 normally. That'd
100%.
suck. You'd never see your freaking kids.
And it's funny because our TV program is more like a radio program than anything else you're going to
100%.
find
Yeah.
because we're more conversational. It's almost like Morning Zoo on the
Yeah,
radio.
yeah, it's good.
Like a Bob and Tom almost.
Yeah.
With Len and I, and Len gets it and understands it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always that way when I first started on WYTV. Stan Boney actually got me my gig.
Yeah.
He called me up. He was doing radio weather for WHOT, and he called me up one day. He's Jimmy Loboy, Stan Boney. Like, hey, Stan.
I don't know why I could see Stan Boney always picking up the phone. Hey, Stan Boney.
Stan Boney. And I'm like, hey, Stan. He's like, hey, I need a weather caster this weekend for the TV station. I said, I don't know anyone. He goes, no, idiot, you. I never did it before. He goes, I don't care. I'm going on vacation. I need a warm body.
Yeah.
So much like with radio, I had an opportunity and I stunk. Oh, it's bad. If there's video of that,
yeah. All right, I'll have to see if we can.
No,
find it.
there's not.
Oh, there isn't.
There's not.
Okay.
This is before.
This
is probably 96,
okay.
97.
Yeah.
So it's in the ether. It's gone.
Yeah.
But I was pointing at Texas, saying it was Ohio. I was all over the map, literally all over the map. But I said I enjoy this, and I had a weather class at YSU.
Yeah.
And I saw the writing on the wall. The radio's kind of going automated, and jobs are going to be scarce. So I started doing TV, and I really, really enjoyed it. So lo and behold, I got my job at WYTV. And when I first started, I still had that radio kind of, okay, let's be conversational. And everything on TV was real rigid, real scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, hey, when we were in third place at the time, and we in ratings, when you're talking about ratings for your program, hash marks means that you have such little ratings, they don't even have a number for you.
Wow.
That's where we were.
Wow.
And at the time, Len and I said, Len, they're probably going to cancel the show.
Yeah.
And I said, so why don't we just have fun and loosen up? And I actually went back to, I went to Schaffen Career Center to learn to draw blood, phlebotomy.
Yeah.
So I can actually draw your blood and put an IV in.
You're going to call him for an IV in the morning. He's up.
So I did that because I thought we were literally going to be canceled.
Holy
and
crap.
I was going to be out of a gig.
Wow.
And as soon as we started just relaxing, having fun,
People
being more
love it, man.
conversational, numbers shot up, and we're in the game. And then, it's like anything else. You start getting momentum. And Len was like, we need to be more goofy. And I said, no, Len, look, I said, here's how it works. If you start trying to be goofy just for the sake of being goofy,
it's not
people see right through that.
Yeah.
Then you become a parody of yourself.
Yeah.
It's got to be organic, natural.
Yeah.
If an opportunity arises for yucks and for us to, hey, I got a good line about this, then let it fly. But it can't be contrived.
Yes.
That's why we have success. Because we're, this is us.
It's as real as it can
be.
Exactly.
People don't like the rigid structure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they want something they can relate to, and that is definitely changing. Like back in the day, it was, that's professional. That's the professional way of banking or the news, how it should be. But now it's like, okay, people want something they can relate to. The everyday guy, not be intimidated coming in here. We're not wearing suits like your average banker.
Yeah.
And it's just,
it's like that for everything. That's it. That is
it's just the way it is nowadays.
So all right. So we gotta get him.
We got an hour and 5. Luke, reset us.
Reset
the pits.
So any other Jim Loboy?
I'll take questions, by the way.
Does anybody have any questions? We're going to wrap this up.
I think you had some.
Dude, we were talking. We didn't pay attention to anybody.
Let's see. Also, when I was in radio, I did the Walk to Remember. That was a year after 9/11.
Oh.
And I was in radio, and our boss at the time had a meeting, and he said, we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the tragedy in New York City in 9/11. Let's get some ideas on how we can honor that, do it respectfully and tastefully. And I came up with the idea of, well, why don't one of us actually walk to New York and raise money all the while for New York City?
That's a holy.
So
holy
420 miles through the foothills of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Was it like Forrest Gump, or like if you wanted to eat, you stopped and ate, like sleep, or what?
Well, it was Mum's the Word Florist at the time donated a van, and a woman that worked in the post office in Struthers, I think, she offered to take 2 weeks off to be my driver. She would drive out 10 miles.
Wait,
I'd walk to her. In the van, we had a little room for her. She slept in the cab at the driver's seat. She reclined the driver's seat. I had a little sleeping bag, and we had it stocked with just granola bars and water.
wow.
And throughout, and as soon it was incredible. We left 2 weeks prior, and the Canfield Fair was going on at the time. So back at WHOT Hot 101, we were raising money there. I would check in every couple of hours.
That's a cool
And
idea.
it was really crazy because as you're walking through PA, every morning you stop at a coffee shop or something as you're walking, and you see the USA Today, and all the week before they had in memory of.
Yeah.
So you're seeing what you're doing it for. And
Very cool.
if you told people in the coffee shop what you were doing, they bought you breakfast.
Yeah,
They
right.
gave
I'm
you coffee.
sure.
Yeah.
I actually met up with a doctor because I get shin splints. Because the biggest thing was the
400
hill,
miles, I bet.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
we're going
right.
through the
Really
mountains.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, going uphill wasn't as bad as walking downhill.
So you're not walking like 80? What are you walking? Where are you?
No, you couldn't walk 80. I took 422.
Oh,
I had to take 422. So we had to try to
He's
find
walking on
roads
the
we could walk.
turnpike. The
It was
turnpike through
crazy.
80.
And the first time and only time I was in New York City was on the 1 year anniversary.
How long did it take you?
It took 2 weeks.
Oh,
Limo buses are pulling up with members of Congress.
yeah.
They're all getting out. It was a foggy day a year later. That fog, it still had the smell of
You hit
burnt.
it right at 9/11.
Yes, right. I
Wow.
got there. I was in Jersey the night before. I walked over the George Washington Bridge
Wow, that is
the
amazing.
morning of,
Damn.
and we went to the firehouse.
Yeah.
We went to firehouse number 1, and we presented them with a check. And we did an interview with them, talking with them
Wow.
about what they went through.
What did
and
they say
stuff.
when you said to them, "Hey, I walked 400 miles"? That's
It wasn't about me.
Yeah,
It wasn't
wow.
about me. It was about
that.
them,
Yeah,
you know?
wow.
And
Good
while
for
you're
you,
there,
man.
the fog is kind of settling, and you can still the ash
Yeah.
still there.
That's
And
crazy.
it was a surreal thing because the sun's coming up, and all of a sudden you just hear a chant of USA, and it's like a small troop
Yeah,
of U.S. Army, and they're wearing gray U.S. Army T-shirts and shorts, and they're just running through the area with big flag,
Yeah.
and just chanting USA, just send
Wow.
chills down your spine.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just taking this all in, and it was just incredible to be there.
Even being as young as I was, I think it was first or second grade.
as
in
old as
01.
Cam. Yeah, as old as Cam.
I just remember how, like, right after 9/11 and like the years that followed, how patriotic everyone
Yep.
was. Like
Oh,
how
yeah.
much everybody just cared.
Oh yeah.
And was
Yep.
And,
100%,
and
man.
we were all about our public service,
yeah.
police, fire department.
Yeah.
They were heroes, big
Oh.
time heroes.
100%. Wow, that's a good
So
story.
that was definitely something. I still have all kind of memories of it, and I have a box of all kind of memorabilia from the event, newspaper clippings, stuff
Yeah.
I'd show my daughter, and any schools out there, when September 11th comes back around again, to have me come on and talk about it.
Awesome.
I definitely would have no problem doing
Awesome.
it. It
Well,
was something else.
all right. Well, let's get Mr. Loboy home. So you can go to sleep.
I'm touched that you're so worried about my sleeping
Will's
Dude,
tired too. Don't let it fool
I'm
you.
super tired, but I like 3:30.
I know.
I
and
get
the-
concerned.
like, if he napped as much as we did, he might have superpowers. Because the amount of sleep we get and like the naps I take during the day.
I'll sleep in. Well, the kids wake up, so I'll get up at like 6:15. Kids go on the bus. I go back to sleep.
You go to sleep.
Maggie's at work. I go back to sleep for about a half hour. I do just because.
burning up the snooze.
Yeah, don't tell anybody that. So,
I get it.
well, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks. It's been awesome.
Sweet show. Everybody was kind of going crazy over here. We, sweet show.
Look,
Look-
if you enjoy the show,
Yeah.
please do me a personal favor.
Yep.
I want to have the most downloaded MLO Bros podcast ever.
We've had
So
we've had
share
more.
this with your friends.
Yeah, share this. Everybody like this. Good. We want to get it up. Here's what I noticed about it. we had a solid number the whole time.
Yeah.
We normally go like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It must have been the
And we did very little talking.
Jim
It was
Loboy.
all
Yeah, Jim Loboy fan club was on here tonight.
Yeah.
So
It was Isaac hula hooping.
it was.
That's what took the numbers off.
Loboy.
We went into the
Totally.
stratosphere with that.
Exactly. So we appreciate coming on. So you're on WYTV in the morning
Yes.
with Len Rome. Could you get Len Rome to come on? I would like to meet him.
Len
Would he
have
ever
some
do
great
this?
stories.
Would he ever do? Would he do it? Do you think?
He would probably do it if I did it with him.
There we go. You want to get them both
He
on?
would probably do it if I did it with him
Yeah,
because
let's do it like next month or something.
Every month or two. Get them on. I'd
Yeah.
love to have
he's
both.
technologically challenged.
Okay, so
Like,
you bring
he
them
has
in.
a flip phone.
Yeah, you bring
You
them
know,
in. I'd love to
so-
have those two guys on because
Absolutely.
you want to talk about like opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, yeah,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
love to have them.
He's got some good stories.
Look,
I mean, he was around for Black Monday when the steel mills shut
I would
down.
love to
That would
talk
be
to him.
cool.
You know,
to
he was
talk, yeah.
around for the tornado of '85.
Yeah,
He reported on it the next day.
I would love to talk to him. The mob stuff. So he went through all the mob
Yeah.
stuff. He would be
Oh,
awesome.
Who did we
absolutely.
have on that was talking about the mob? when we were still
Glenn
studying it?
Stevens.
Glenn
Glenn
Stevens.
Stevens. Yeah, we were from home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
Glenn was
COVID.
actually in the Odd Couple. We did the
Somebody
play, The Odd
actually
Couple.
commented
Yeah.
the odd couple.
Yeah.
Yes, the Odd Couple
Yeah.
was hilarious. Jack Ballantyne reached out to us. He said, "Hey," because he came on our show to talk about other productions and plays and stuff. And he came on. He got in touch with us. He said, "Hey, we're doing the Odd Couple, and I've been on your show before, and I see your guys' chemistry, and you guys I think you'd be perfect for the Odd Couple." So we did the Odd Couple for several weekends, and
Did you have fun? Did you
sold
like it?
out. It was. Well, I got to tell my teacher, I got
Yeah.
to tell my teacher who told me I didn't have the chops
Screw you,
to
lady.
be an actor.
Yeah, screw you, lady. I
Look
made
at
it.
me.
I made it.
I
I'm on-
sold out
I'm
a
on the-
200-seat theater in Youngstown. Looks like we made it. Woohoo!
Screw you, lady.
So follow
Uh,
your dreams, reset the pins, and don't
There you
go
go.
down the middle. Either be incredible.
We need to get. We're
Or
gonna get.
shake
Let's
up
get
the
shirts.
pot.
Let's get shirts with him. We'll steal a picture. We'll
Reset the pins.
put him holding pins. Reset the pins.
I need a picture of him hula hooping like back in the day, like in a bar somewhere.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
amazing.
I'm sure it's out there.
Reset the pins.
And I want that on a t-shirt. It says reset the Jim Loboy says reset the
MLO
pins.
reset the
We used to
pins.
have the Hot 101, of course. So we had the flamethrower van.
I remember.
It was a Chevy
Yep.
van,
Yep. 100%.
and I tell you what, it was for during the time it was decked out.
Yep.
Nice paint job on it, flames all
Oh,
over
dude,
it,
it was. Yeah.
carpet throughout. If the vans are rocking, don't come knocking.
Oh no, Jim
if that
Loboy.
if that van could talk,
Jim Loboy
that
doesn't
van would
think
have
the
some
flame-
stories.
The Hot FM van. Oh no, my child.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
throughout-
ruined my childhood.
dude. Throughout my 30s, I kept on saying, "Oh, please don't some kid come out of the woodwork and say you're my dad." Please don't, Lord, please.
Well,
don't."
we told you. We told you.
It was wild days.
Yeah, I told you I worked on a cruise ship, right? I told you that before. I said
Yes.
I am waiting for a Father's Day card from like Colombia or something. Like
South American.
that. South
child.
American kid. All right, everybody. Isaac, give him a
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We appreciate you. If you could take a look down below at the bottom of the screen, you'll see some sponsors down there. We have Troy Polis on the left from Baltic to Boardwalk. Troy Polis has you covered for all your real estate needs. Also, on the right side of your screen, you see Valley Insurance Group over there. For all your insurance needs, call 330-757-4451. That is the Mayor Tim of Poland, Ohio.
We're sponsored
and-
by the mayor.
Hey, can I give a quick
Can I have a
shout
quick-
out
Yeah.
shout
to
out.
Stephanie Hahn, who
For you
Got
took
bumped.
her
You
spot.
got bumped.
So yeah, so I'm here, and so we're doing the interview for the Hometown Hero Award, which you guys totally deserve. And you said, "Why don't you come on the show? Come on Thursday night." And I'll be like, "Okay." And you're like, "Oh wait, Stephanie's coming on. Stephanie Hahn." Stephanie, my girl Stephanie. Oh man, don't bump Stephanie. That's just crazy. He's like, "Yeah, nah, that's all right." Stephanie's got a sense of humor. So I tell you what, I am. What time do you have Stephanie on tomorrow?
9 a.m. 9 a.m.
Stephanie, what time are we going tomorrow? You have
9
this
She's
a.m.
probably not.
Stephanie schedules.
9 a.m.
Okay, well,
9 a.m.
Oh,
See,
there she
9 a.m.
is.
there
Stephanie
she
Hahn's coming on.
is. She's dying. So what I'll do is I'll make sure I'm on. And
Okay.
I'll listen to her show
There you go, Steph.
tomorrow, and I'll comment.
There you go. There you go, Steph.
And
You're in Steph. See, she's on our softball team, so she
did. I was so impressed.
It's a co-ed softball team.
Yeah.
Yes, you need
nice.
4 girls, and they
She-
have to play in the field.
She did great.
Why are you shocked? She's athletic.
She is athletic.
I didn't expect her to be athletic. I don't know why.
I was really surprised.
I didn't
too.
expect her to be like.
Well, first off, she shows up in a complete baseball outfit from head to toe.
Yeah,
Like
With-
right out of Central Casting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
like she just bought that. That makes me feel like she's not going to be very good.
Huge glasses, and just like, guys, look at this outfit. Like that's when
Yeah.
she comes into the dugout.
Was it bedazzled?
Oh, it might
It
have been.
could have been.
It
It
might-
could have
like,
been, and I
guys,
wouldn't be
guys,
surprised.
Do you see this outfit?
Yeah. And then
It-
she's hitting dingers.
Yeah.
She was hitting.
And she caught a fly ball. I mean,
Yeah.
she did amazing. I was
Yeah.
like, what the heck? It was really funny. So
That's great.
I'm excited for our
I'm
softball
sorry to
team.
interrupt. You can continue
Oh, no,
with,
you're
the,
good.
Go
with
ahead.
the sponsors.
And lastly, MLOBRO stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Brothers. We are loan officers. If you need help with financing, give us a call. We'll help you with the next purchase of your next home.
That's
What are
it.
you doing over there, Luke?
Nothing.
But thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
We're gonna hit you up
Pleasure.
hit you up to get you and Len on here.
Anytime.
We appreciate it. All right, bye everybody. Thanks for watching. That was a good one. Bye.